Baby, te enseña a bailar lento, muy lento, toda la noche y de esto no me arrepiento. Si él quiere algo es tarde para el intento. Tú eres mía hasta mañana, lo siento. Ven, vamos a acercarnos pa' ver cómo es esto de rozarnos piel con piel. Hoy quiero que te sientas mi mujer una y otra vez. Tu piel es dulce como la miel y sabes que él no la merece. Hoy tengo que hacerte mi mujer y lo sé muy bien. Ven, vamos a acercarnos pa' ver cómo es esto de rozarnos piel con piel. Hoy quiero que te sientas mi mujer una y otra.
Do you have a paranormal story you want to share on Night Dreams Talk Radio? You could be a guest. Email us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com.
Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark, wants to give a big shout out to all the truckers that listen to our show. The views, opinions, and representations expressed on the Night Dreams Talk Radio Network and its website are those of the hosts, guests, and participants, and are not necessarily those of or endorsed by the network, its affiliated stations and broadcasts, the management, other hosts, or advertisers of the network. The shows found on the Night Dreams Talk Radio Network can, but do not necessarily, promote any particular lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only, and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or condition, or give any medical or legal advice. From our compound, from the West Coast to the East Coast to worldwide, both on the internet and terrestrial radio, you're listening to Gary Anderson on Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark.
And what can I say? It is After Dark. I'll tell you one thing. It is really, really cold in my studio. Normally the studio runs about 100 and some degrees because of all the electronics in here. But I'll tell you what, it is cold outside here down at the compound, down at the harbor. And I tell you what, I got goosebumps. I am not prepared for this here tonight. Should have wore a long sleeve shirt. James, are you with us here tonight?
Who? Yeah, I'm here. Gary, of course I'm here. It was another 70 degrees sunny day here in October in Ohio, and I got to tell you, it's been the nicest, warmest September and October I can ever remember.
Well, since you had your disease and you got cured, I guess your memory's not that long, though. But it is weird. The earth changes. People are in denial. But I tell you what, last year we had, like in April, we hit 91 degrees. Unheard of. Broke the records by about 30 degrees for April last year. This year here, it's been kind of, well, yucky. But I can tell you, I got a funny feeling. Where I'm at, we're going to be in for the cold winter.
You've had our usual October, but I don't think we're going to have October until next month.
Oh yeah, weird, isn't it? Of course, next month is only a couple days away, James.
It is. We've only had 5 days this month below 70, and maybe 4 days below 60. So, I mean, it's been beautiful, Florida February weather, I guess.
Well, it's saving you money because you're not having to run the heater. In this case, I normally don't have to run the heater till about end of October, and I've been running it for the last about 6 weeks. So, it runs up my power bill. Let alone, I probably run, just doing this show, probably is equal to about 3 households worth of electricity per hour. It's crazy.
That is crazy. Our electric, this town I live in, they have their own, and in quotation marks, their own independent electric company. So, they can charge you whatever they want, and nothing you can do about it. It's either you pay it or you get no electric, they shut you off. So, it's that simple.
It's almost like the cable companies. I mean, the cable bills are so ridiculously high. I mean, to watch cable TV nowadays, you're paying close to $200 if you want internet with it. It is ridiculous. I mean, when it comes to the household income, the thrills to be able to watch, well, the news and, The Walking Dead and a few, sci-fi shows. It's crazy. I mean, it's just nuts how everything is getting way out of hand. By the way, people, on Thursday on Night Dreams Talk Radio after dark, we're not going to have no guests. It's going to be scary, Halloween night. We're going to tell scary stories. We're going to have a couple guests come on and tell scary stories. And you can certainly call up on Thursday after 7 p.m. and you tell us some scary stories for Halloween. You can even make them up. I don't care because, hey, let's face it, 99.9% of the scary stories are made up anyway. And the call-in number for on Thursday is 1-253-203-6681, 1-253-203-6681. You can go to our website and get more information. And it also gives the call-in number there, and that's Night Dreams Talk Radio. You can just type that in, and it'll come up with our website. Or you can go the old-fashioned way, www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. But seriously, you can just type in Night Dreams Talk Radio, and it'll pop up, and you click on it, and then you'll go into our website. By the way, I did update the website today. I added some new photographs, changed things around. I like it, keeping it somewhat fresh. So,
well, I looked that over, and I can tell you, you've been a busy little beaver in there today, haven't you?
Oh, I added a few more pictures, took a whole bunch of other ones off, and just freshen it up a little bit, and also changed it a little bit more for freshen it up for Halloween night.
Well, it's about time. I even decorated my studio a little bit for the Halloween season. Got some skeletons and bats and body parts and all kind of things floating around behind me.
Now, is the police going to be looking for you with these body parts?
Gary, I was flying to you got to start, broadcasting it everywhere. Geesh.
I don't know. I don't like being in my studio anymore, at night. In here by myself, I feel kind of somewhat creeped out because, ever since I watched, one of those Twilight Zone series, which I actually saw that one here like 3 nights ago on MeTV. I tell you what, I am scared I'm going to be in here and one of these things are going to come to life. And there's like 5 or 6 of these weird creatures in here now. No, I'm not talking about my family members. I'm talking about these, skeletons and, a warlock. I got a witch. I got skeletons. I got, all kind of creepy stuff, actually.
Gary, I'm going to paint a little picture for you. And I know you've seen this episode of Koshak the Night Stalker where they had the witches on there and they had these mannequins. And every time the guy wasn't looking, the mannequins would move a little closer to him and closer. That's what I picture you and those figures you got in your little studio there. They're going to, when you're not looking, they're going to move a little closer and closer to you until they can get you.
Yeah, my wife was saying, how could you even fit all this in the studio? Because my studio is like, it's like 12 by 15. And I'm telling you, it is really cramped now. Because, these things could reach out and touch me. That's how close they are.
Well, I'm waiting to see what kind of payback Miss Gary has on you for scaring her to death last week.
Okay, well, you had to bring that up. If she's listening on the radio on the way home, or on the internet on the way home, she's going to be all upset again. What I did, guys, is my wife went to bed. And while she was in bed, me and one of my cohorts in the family, we decided to take the skeleton, which is, like 7 feet tall or close to it, which is really weird and scary looking, and it has a sword in its hand. And we kind of put it right next to her bed where the sword was over her head. And then she woke up in the morning at 4:30. She wasn't all the way awake. Could you imagine how upset she was when she saw this creepy skeleton, in a room with this barely any light except a little night light? She thought it was somebody in there, going to kill her.
What would you do if you woke up like that? Just think about it. You would, first of all, you'd have to change your pants. That'd be the first thing.
I don't wear pants to bed, dude. I would have to change the sheets, but thank God we got one of those, because we had dogs. We got one of those protectors on the under the sheet. So I mean, yay! At least the mattress won't get stained.
Yeah, oh my goodness, that you really pulled something off there. At least she's talking to you now again, I guess.
You mean grunting at me? Yeah, she's really talking a lot, James. Not really. She went to work and she told me she was telling the other employees that work, with her, that what I did, and they all said that wasn't right. One guy even said, at your age, that's her age, not mine. She could have had a heart attack. Well, you could have a heart attack at any age, but you know what? I mean, hey, I got to have a little sense of humor. At least I didn't put super glue on the mattress and then she crawled into bed.
Yeah, she couldn't get away from Skeletor with the sword looking at her at 4:30 in the morning when she woke her eyes up.
Well, I don't know. I will never do that again.
Well, that's good. So I don't think that's going to make you exempt from any repercussions, but that's good to know that you learn from your mistakes, I guess.
But what I'm going to do, people, and I got to talk quiet just in case she's in the other part of the house, because my studio is in the house, and it's a full studio. I mean, it rivals anything a radio station has, if not more. But I got this skeleton. Okay, it's 5.5 feet tall, or a little bit taller, maybe 5'7", and then I got one of these Walking Dead masks. Not the cheap one, a one that looks like what you would see on The Walking Dead. And I got that over the head of the skeleton. Now, she hasn't seen this. So I'm thinking tomorrow night when she goes to bed, okay, I'm going to get up before she gets up. I'm going to get up around, 4 o'clock. I'm going to take this skeleton from the side of the bed where she wouldn't know where it was at. I'm going to put it on my spot of the bed. And then I'm going to go in the studio and just get on the internet and listen to her scream again.
Oh, my goodness. Are you going to film this, too?
No, we're not going to film it.
I got to tell you, you're a brave man. You're a brave man. I don't know if I would dip my toes in that water twice.
Well, she wouldn't. Think of this. She wouldn't expect me to do this a second time. Would she? I think she would never even dream I would be dumb enough to try it a second time. So she's sitting here now thinking that I wouldn't do it.
Oh, my God. You're devious, buddy. Oh, my. You're really asking for it.
Oh, I don't know if I'm asking for it, but hey, what can I say? I mean, Halloween only comes once a year, and you don't have to be a little kid to have fun with Halloween. You can be an adult and have fun.
Yeah, well, I guess it depends on what side of the Skeletor skeleton at 4:30 in the morning you're on.
Well, this isn't going to be Skeletor. This is just a regular skeleton with a walking head mask. I'm going to put it underneath the blanket with the head, facing her. And it should scare the you-know-what out of her.
Yeah, it's going to scare her. Believe me. Buddy, you better make sure you're not within arm distance of her when it scares her. It's all my advice to you.
I'm going to be in the studio. I'm going to be in the studio, which is like 30 feet away from the bedroom door. So, I mean, I'm a long ways away. But I'll be able to hear, with all the soundproofing in here, it's really hard to hear. But I'm sure I'll be able to hear that high pitch. Boy, I mean, she had the dogs barking around the neighborhood.
I bet she did. I'm surprised nobody heard that and came running